The Pygmy Hunt is an MGM Captain and the Kids cartoon from 1938. This is directed by Freleng and is written by Pinto Colvig and Rudolph Dirks, with the voice cast including Pinto Colvig and Billy Bletcher. And I don't really know what to think about this one. On the one hand, if you've ever seen any hunting-based cartoon, you've seen something like this before. And I was nervous when I realised that it was going to be about hunting pygmy people, or one particular pygmy person, because they don't have the best track record, animators don't have the best track record of treating such characters kindly. But I will say I was actually kind of pleasantly surprised. So it will be a bit of a spoiler as I explain what I mean by that. But very briefly, first of all, the captain and his dog, they're out trying to capture pygmy people, and a lot of the gag is about the fact that the pygmy person has a bone in his head or in his hair, and the dog is very much taken by that bone. And I think that wore a little bit thin, a little bit quickly. It wasn't necessarily funny at all, but even if it was funny, I think they tried to get too much out of it. So, not that entertaining. The character of the pygmy person, in particular, there is one main character they're trying to hunt. Visually, yes, it's definitely a stereotype, but not so much in the behaviour. And I will now explain what I mean by that. So this will be a spoiler for where the narrative ultimately goes. To sum up very quickly before that, it's fine. It's not as bad as I feared it would be, but it's still not a great cartoon. Even if you take out the problematic depictions of pygmy people at the time, it's not that good. It's not funny. It's not entertaining. So I don't really recommend it unless you're particularly a fan of the Captain and the Kids cartoons in general. So I'll now explain what I mean by being, I guess, kind of pleasantly surprised. Pleasantly is too strong a word, but the pygmy people come across as being very strong, capable characters. And in my experience of watching cartoons that deal with pygmy people around this time, that's never the case. So I really like the fact that actually the pygmy people were depicted as having all of these positive qualities, because I'm not used to seeing that. So that does work in the film's favour, but it's not enough to turn it around and ultimately make it a good cartoon. The Pygmy Hunt just isn't a good story. The animation's very basic, it's not funny, it doesn't have a lot to offer, not as bad as I feared it would be, but at the same time, it's not amazing. And unless you're particularly a fan of Captain and the Kids cartoons, I'd say it's probably not worth watching.